Nippon Paint Flex 400 waterproofs concrete permanently and effectively from Nippon Paint.
We hope that debt restructuring will come to an end as soon as possible. We are hopeful by the end of June, and that is important for us to get the support of all major players. So official creditor committee, which consists of mainly China, India, Japan, and Paris Club, not China, all the other countries. They have to come to terms with it, and the China will probably follow that up.
Foreign Affairs Minister Ali Sabry revealed the Sri Lankan government's ambitious plan to conclude the foreign debt restructuring process by June, potentially alleviating a substantial portion of the nation's financial burden. During a press briefing at the Presidential Media Centre today, Minister Sabry outlined the government's strategic focus on navigating the challenges of debt restructuring. He disclosed that while the initial phase of domestic debt restructuring has been successfully completed, the current emphasis lies on addressing foreign debt obligations. Negotiations with private investors associated with sovereign bonds are underway with a targeted completion set before June 2024. Minister Sabry stressed that the successful execution of this phase could result in a significant advantage for Sri Lanka, estimating a reduction of approximately $17 billion from the country's debt load. These efforts, he emphasized, will not only alleviate financial strain but also facilitate the continuation of developmental initiatives within the nation. Highlighting Sri Lanka's diplomatic endeavors, Minister Sabry underscored the country's commitment to a non-aligned foreign policy while nurturing relations with all nations to safeguard sovereignty. He elaborated on recent high-level visits, including the Japanese foreign ministers and the Iranian presidents, as testament to Sri Lanka's proactive diplomatic engagement. Moreover, Minister Sabry highlighted the government's concerted efforts to bolster economic development by fostering robust ties with key regional players such as China and India. Sri Lanka aims to leverage these partnerships to garner support for its economic growth agenda. As Sri Lanka steers towards concluding the foreign debt restructuring process, the nation remains poised to overcome financial challenges and embark on a path of sustainable development under the government's strategic vision.
It was very, very important for us at the beginning, when we negotiated with the IMF, for us to get the support of all big partners and shareholders of the IMF, and all our big creditors, including US-led Paris Club. Also Japan plays a major role there, along with France, India, and China. So we have managed, as you know, to obtain the assurances at the beginning that paved the way for IMF for the first tranche to be released. Now, for the debt restructuring, we have got the official creditor committee, that is bilateral countries, their support and their concurrences. That's where we are right now. And it is in that sense, we hope that debt restructuring will come to an end as soon as possible. We are hopeful by the end of June, and that is important for us to get the support of all major players. So official creditor committee, which consists of mainly China, India, Japan, and Paris Club, not China, all the other countries. They have to come to terms with it, and the China will probably follow that up. So the latest information we have is by end of June we should be able to get that, and with that we should be able to finalize the. That's our expectation. The external debt restructuring. If the external debt restructuring happens, then it's also important for us quickly see the growth is taking place. That can only happen when partnership are being forged with various parties. It is in that sense, if you could see that, we have continued to work with China, President visited China, Prime Minister visited China, I visited China. Prime Minister visited last about a month ago. We signed about 9 MOUs with them. A lot of work have been done with India. Indian investments are taking place. 2 days ago, the cabinet approved the tariff and the PPA with the Adanis to purchase power at $0.08 that we all know. In the meantime, it's important for us to invite other investors to come. So it is in that context, we had a very successful visit of the Iranian president to Sri Lanka. We managed to open the Umayyah. Umayyah is now contributing 120 megawatts. We now have the news that the Mahania, that is the Iranian airline, wants to visit Sri Lanka. So with that, we would expect more tourists come from that region. And last week, as you know, the Japanese Foreign Minister visited Sri Lanka. The Japanese Foreign Minister's visit was to give the moral support and understanding to approve the economic reforms that we are undertaking. In the meeting with His Excellency the President and also in the meeting with me, Japan officially encouraged and pressed the bold economic reforms that Sri Lankan government is undertaking. And she said, the moment we sign the MOU with the Official Creditor Committee, Japan will restart the now stalled project which are ongoing at the time of the default. So that's a very good news. And accordingly, what we are looking at, to work with all the partners all over and contribute toward the economic path and economic development.
For more latest news, subscribe to FTTV.